Greetings everyone, Bowtie5 here, and today I'm here to talk to you about how to handle attention. So this is a subject that has been brought to my attention through fans of my channel and people that I talk to online. A lot of people are apprehensive about dressing up more because they're worried about the attention they're going to get. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So first, I just want to go over the different kinds of attention that you can expect to receive, negative and positive and everything like that. And then we'll discuss how to handle each situation. So, anytime you're dressed up, you're always going to have people like staring at you or people noticing you. This is even more evident if you're out in public, if you're places where everyone else is kind of like dressed in a more casual manner, you're going to stick out. So people are going to notice you. When I'm out, if I'm at the store, I'm different places, I will notice people, I catch their eye. And that's probably the most common form of attention. It's just the looks that you're going to get from people. And so you may get looks like, what's up with him? Why is he thinks he's better than me? Or you may have people looking like, oh wow, look at him, he looks pretty sharp. And, that doesn't bother me, because it's like curiosity is human nature. So, of course people are going to be curious. Who is he? Where is he from? What's he got going on? It's very rare that people actually approach me, but sometimes people do approach me. A lot of times they'll say I look nice, or they'll compliment the suit or the outfit, usually just something general. Sometimes you will get people that ask why you're dressed up, or they'll mention, you're going to a funeral or a wedding or, something like that. That's, pretty typical. Okay, so another type of attention that you're going to get is from family, friends, loved ones, people you interact with on a daily basis, co-workers, whatever. Because they see you every day. So if you're somebody that's like a jeans and t-shirt kind of guy, even if you just have on like a collared shirt, they're going to notice and they're going to question it. They're going to say, hey, what's going on? They're going to make a big deal like, hey, you look nice. And I understand that it's hard for some people. They can't understand that they can't handle that attention. They shy away from it, or it triggers some kind of anxieties, things like that. But yeah, that is also another form of attention that you may be exposed to when you're dressing your best. Okay, so we talked about the different forms of attention. So now I want to talk about how to deal with that kind of attention. So first we're going to discuss when you're out in public. So one thing I like to do when I'm out in public, if I'm wearing something like this and I go to the store or I go someplace where people probably don't necessarily expect to see someone dressed of this caliber, I already know in my head that's going to happen. I know when I go into this place I'm going to get some stares, I may get some comments. So what I like to do is I just like to conduct myself as if I don't like subconsciously consider what I'm wearing or the impact it's going to have. So like when I go to a store, anything like that, I always walk in, I've got my shoulders back, head straight, I walk clear and confidently. If I'm at the market, I've got my list, I know what I'm after, I have my basket, and I just go about my business as if I'm anybody else in that store. And it's not to look like snooty or uptight with the nose in the air, but you just want to have that confidence. You just want to walk, you want a nice pace to your step, and you want to just be focused on what you're doing and just look like it's a regular day for you. And you're not even thinking about how you're dressed. Because I see people a lot of times when they're dressed up and they're trying to avoid that kind of stuff. They're looking at the ground, they're hiding behind things, they may be carrying a book, they'll hold the book up like, you don't see me. That actually has the opposite effect, because you're drawing further attention to yourself. Now you're not only dressed up, but you're showing that you're self-conscious about why you're dressed. So then that makes them even more curious. If they're shy about dressing up, or if they seem uncomfortable about being dressed up, then why are they dressed up? And that's going to bring even more eyes onto you, and that may even cause people to actually approach you, question you, whatever it is. So I like to avoid those things. Looking down at the ground or hiding behind things, not a good idea. Just walk in confidently. Smiles, I love to smile. If I catch people looking at me, I'll throw them a smile. I'll wave to people. But otherwise, I've got my cart, or I've got my basket, I've got my list, I gather my items, and I just go about my business. Another thing I want to address in regards to this is when you actually are approached by somebody and they engage in conversation with you. You want to avoid being dismissive. Because a lot of times I notice people, they'll give one-word little short answers and they turn around and they run away because they can't handle, it's, like butterflies in the stomach for them. And I understand those feelings, but again, that's going to turn people off from you. Because they're going to think, oh, well, what's his deal? No. Let's avoid that. So, and a lot of times I just get people, nice outfit, or I love your suit, or whatever it is, and I'll say thanks. That's simple, thank you. If I have something of theirs that I can compliment, I'll say something as well. Like I like your top, or whatever it is. And I don't like to be too specific or punish anybody who speaks incorrectly. And by that, I'll use this as an example. I was at Staples one time when I was picking up some just office items, and I had it was a dark suit, but it was just a plain suit and tie. It wasn't anything too fancy, but the cashier says, "I love your tux." Now I could have corrected this person and said, actually, it's just a suit, it's not a tuxedo. But then you're taking that positive and turning it into a negative. So instead I just say, oh, well, thank you, I just came from church. And then that kept the conversation going. Oh, really? Where do you attend? And I told her, oh, is that the one around the corner? I've thought about going there before, but I wasn't sure. I said, it's a great place. They have a great music program. I'm in the choir. I go every Sunday. I love it. And, that encourages her to, try something new herself. Whereas if I would have just said, it's not a tuxedo, it's a suit, and walked off, well, So those are things you want to think about when you're addressing people. Now, I mentioned church just a second ago. Sometimes people are going to ask why you're dressed up, what's the occasion, and a lot of times I just, depends on where I'm at, where I'm coming to or from, but I'll say, I just came from church, or I'm on my way to church, or, whatever it is. You don't have to have some grand story cooked up. And if you're somebody who doesn't really have social events where you step up your game a little bit, just, tell them, it's I just got this. I wanted to wear it out, see what happens, or I just felt like it. I mean, the world is your oyster. You can pretty much say whatever you want, as long as you avoid kind of those negative responses. You want to give them something positive to think about when you're answering their questions. Okay, so that's dealing with attention in person, in public, handling compliments, things like that. Now let's talk about dealing with attention from your loved ones and family and friends and so on and so forth. That's probably harder for a lot of people, I'm sure, because these are people you see on a daily basis. They've seen you at your best, they've seen you at your worst. So they're going to notice more than some stranger would that, hey, he doesn't normally wear a suit, what's going on? So of course you're going to get more than just stares. You're going to get people, people are going to ask, what's going on? Hey, what's up with you? So now if you're bold enough, just be direct and tell them, I'm working on my style game. I want to kind of better my appearance. So and just lay it out there and let them know what's going on. Or, you know, I like to dress up, or I'm exploring the fashion side of myself. And usually guys especially are nervous to do this and will kind of shy away from that. But that is one option. Another option, and this is what I suggest to a lot of my friends out there when they're starting on their style journey, introduce it very slowly. Start with one piece, something minuscule and unnoticeable, and just kind of slowly weave that into your daily wear. So I'll tell people, like, you know, if you're like somebody that wears jeans and t-shirts all the time, swap out the jeans for like a pair of chinos, like a really like dress down khaki, something low key, and just try that maybe a day or two a week. Do that for a couple weeks, a month or so, and see what happens. You know, see if anybody draws notice to that. And then, you know, if you want to add like a polo or a more casual like button up, you know, something again low key, add that a day or 2 a week, see how that goes, and just kind of build upon that. Add more layers as you go along and as you get more comfortable with yourself. And everybody has different levels of like where they want to be dress wise, so it's, you know, just kind of depends on you know, where you want, how far you want to take it. But that's probably the most easiest way, because then you're not like deer in the headlights, a full look like this with people who are not used to seeing you like that. And then you also give other people a chance to slowly get used to you dressing up as you slowly introduce the items, and you're not going to get as much attention. You may get a few little, oh, nice shirt, something like that. It's going to be very low-key attention to what you would get otherwise. So that is pretty much my discussion on attention. I hope this video helps you guys out. If you have any suggestions for other topics for this channel, please let me know in the comment section. As always, like and subscribe, and until next time.